Danko Manuel by Jason Isbell and played with the Drive-By Truckers is going to be played in standard tuning and then capoed on the 2nd fret. From this point forward, I will be speaking of this capo as though it's the nut and refer to frets 1, 2, and 3 as opposed to the real frets of 3, 4, and 5. Alright, the intro, you're going to begin, it's going to start on a C chord basically. Your ring finger needs to be on the 5-string 3 fret. Your 2nd finger needs to be on the 4-string 2 fret, open 3 string, 1st finger on the 2-string 1 fret. And you're going to pluck the 5-string, the 4-string, in kind of a staccato fashion, meaning that you want to pluck it and not, it's not long ringy notes, it's short choppy notes, as opposed to. And then you're going to come up to the 2-string. So 5, 4, 2 inside of the C chord, and then you want to pull off your 1st finger from the 2-string 1 fret to expose the open 1 string. So 5, 4, 3, pull off, 5, 4, 3, pull off. And after, so that feel is happening inside of the C chord and the E minor chord, but I will stipulate that the first round usually gets cut off the ring, like by just kind of placing your palm across the strings to mute. So to pull off mute. But then the second time, it will be to pull off and let that 2-string ring, and then go to the next chord, to pull off mute. And then 2-string, I'm saying 2, I mean 2-string 1 fret, to pull off ring. So it would be pluck, pull off mute, pluck, pull off ring, pluck, pull off mute, pluck, pull off ring, each round. So it's alternating between a C chord and an E minor chord. So you've got in the C chord, and then you go to the E minor. That's going to be open 6-string, 2nd finger on the 5-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 4-string 2 fret, open 3, open 2, open 1. You're going to go 6-string, 4-string, and then back to the 2-string where your 1st finger needs to be on the 2-string 1 fret. Pluck up on that, pull off your 1st finger just like we did in the C, and then mute with your right hand palm. And then repeat 6, 4, 2-string 1 fret, pull off, and let that pull off ring as you migrate back into your C chord. If you hit the right strings. All right, so that's the verse just over and over. As you get in the song, you might want to play that verse a little less like individual string and just kind of strum your way through it to give the song a bit more meat. Just a down up, 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 pull off, down up, down up, pull off, down up, down up, pull off, down up, down up, pull off. Alright, whenever we get to the pre-chorus, or really this is I think still the verse, there's a version, there's a part in the verse after a couple rounds of the C to E minor, C to E minor that goes. So what that's going to do is it's going to go to a D chord. You're going to have an open 4 string, your first finger on the 3 string 2 fret, your first finger on the 3 string 2 fret, your ring finger on the 2 string 3 fret. And then sometimes this one string is left open, and sometimes Jason Isbell has a second finger on the 1 string 2 fret, but usually will then, like if the D begins with your second finger on the 1 string 2 fret, it usually will pull off and open up that 1 string in this D chord. So D. And a lot of times in this D, you might want to open up the 3 string open. So I've gone like D, D, just kind of strumming down, up, down, up, down, up over strings 4 open, like open 4 string to the 2 string. And then I'm going open 1, 2 string, 3 string, and then opening the 3 string. Move into the A minor chord. That's going to be an open 5 string, second finger to the 4 string 2 fret, ring finger to the 3 string 2 fret, first finger to the 2 string 1 fret. And you'll go down, down, up within the A minor. And then on the next up, you want to emphasize the open 1 string, go to the 2 string, open up the 2 string by lifting your first finger, and then you'll hammer with your second finger to the 5 string 3 fret. You'll hammer your second finger to the 5 string 2 fret, which will then lead you into a C chord, so that you've gone from a D like. Hear that hammer happening there, and then C chord. The C chord will be a ring finger to the 5 string 3 fret, second finger to the 4 string 2 fret, open 3 string, first finger on the 2 string 1 fret, open 1 string, and you'll go down, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down, down, up, down, up, down, up, and on that last up, so down, down, up, down, up, down, up, on that last up, you're going to emphasize the 2 string 1 fret where your first finger is, and then you'll open up the 2 string, and then you'll move, so you've got, and then you'll move your second finger to the 3 string 2 fret, you'll pluck that, then you'll open up the 3 string so that you're going within the C chord. So that's the 2 string to the 2 string 1 fret where my first finger is. Then I've lifted my first finger and emphasizing the open 1 string. Now I'm moving my second finger to the 3 string 2 fret. And that's an up pick. And then I'm opening the 3 string by lifting my second finger. And all of those emphasis are happening on up strums or up picks. So down, up, 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 down, up. And then back to the E minor, back to the C, and then get another round out of that. Whenever we get to the chorus will be the D chord as before. with sometimes the second finger down on the 1 string 2 fret, sometimes it's up. And then you're going to go out of that D chord to a C chord. Sometimes Jason Isbell probably plays it as a standard C chord, but I've seen live versions where he also plays this chord like this, leaving his ring finger in position from the D chord on the 2 string 3 fret, moving with his second finger to the 5 string 3 fret. So strumming from the 5 string down to the 2 string, your second finger is also just kind of muting out the 4 string here. And you're going to walk down to the 5 string 2 fret with your first finger. So C chord, now walk down to emphasize that relative B note. And then you'll hit the open 6 string to turn this into an E minor chord. It's not a traditional E minor because our first finger is still on the 5 string 2 fret and our ring finger is still pulled back to the 2 string 3 fret. But that's the first round of the chord. So the D to the C chord to the walk down to the E minor. And then sometimes you can kind of hear like a pickup of a G note in there going back to the D chord. Repeat C to the walk down to the B to the E minor. Sometimes it just holds the E minor. And then last time here, walk down again to the E minor. And I think usually on the last time there's a very distinct walk up of where you'd hit the open 6 string, go with your first finger to the 6 string 2 fret, go with your second finger to the 6 string 3 fret. And I'm going down, up, down with my pick there. And then after that 6 string 3 fret, that's leading you immediately into an A7 chord where you've got an open 5 string, your second finger on the 4 string 2 fret, your open 3 string, and your ring finger on the 2 string 2 fret, open 1 string. In this chord, I like to hammer on with my pinky finger to the 2 string 3 fret. I don't know that necessarily Jason Isbell does that right there, but I feel like it kind of fits the song. So after that A7, it then goes back to a C chord, a standard C major chord. Sometimes in the C chord, Jason, after strumming down the C chord, he'll pick back up it with an open 1 string, placing his pinky finger down on the 2 string 3 fret, and then hitting the open 3 string, so that you get something like that, and then repeat the C chord. This is where he's saying Richard Manuel is dead, and then it goes back. I'll also mention that sometimes live, he he'll catch in this E minor the open 2 string and then put his first finger back down on the 2 string 1 fret. So instead of just opening up the 2 string both times, sometimes live he'll, after opening the 2 string, put his first finger back down on the 2 string 1 fret like this. And it's usually a bit more strummy, but and then move into the C chord. And then the E minor. But the thing is about putting your first finger back down on the 2 string 1 fret, you've got to be ready to go right back into that C chord. You don't put your first finger back down and let it ring. You put it back down and then you're immediately back down into the C chord. As opposed to just leaving it open. That would have been open. To close it back up would have been. So anyway, you get the idea and some of the nuance there. I'm trying to think, am I missing anything out? I don't think that I am. So those are the chords and the movements to Danko, Manuel by Jason Isbell, and also by the Drive-By Truckers. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.